Yo, what's going on? Welcome to another edition of the D-Dot's Producers Corner, you know what I'm saying? Video tutorial, you know what I'm saying? Before we get into anything, let me, first off, forget about the taco meat, the wife beater, and the straw fedora hat, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm feeling today. And not to mention that it's 100-something degrees outside out here in Houston. So, you know what I'm saying? I gotta stay cool some kind of way. The AC ain't just doing enough, you know. But, you know what I'm saying? This song got me, you know, this is my little mixing hat, you know what I'm saying? Just like Tony Maserati, he wear his fedora, you know what I'm saying? I feel cool, calm, and collective when I'm mixing, so I put on the straw hat sometimes, you know, my little thinking hat, you know what I'm saying? I just sit back and I mix, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But before we get into that, you know what I'm saying, let me get a shout out to the Producers Corner, Kaz, host D-Dot, big salutes to you. Co-host Trey, big salutes to you. Another co-host, you know what I'm saying, platinum producer Mr. Lee, big salutes to you. The JCS fam, Joint Chief of Staff Productions, you know what I'm saying, big salutes to you. And the song in the background today is going to be a track that I produced, you know what I'm saying, and the vocals was recorded at Off the Porch Records studio by Full Grown. Big salutes to you, big homie. All right, first thing first, man. Today's tutorial is going to be about how to approach your mix for as setting your levels of that concern and stuff like that. And the reason why I want to do this is because I get a lot of mixing sessions and the recordings be like all over the damn place. I mean, they be recorded too hot or they be recorded too low. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to get sessions like that as a mixer, whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you mix a session, you're going to get sessions. If you record, if somebody else recorded, you don't know how they did it. But, you know what I'm saying? It's always not really a footprint or a set in stone rule, but there's a common approach for as how to set your levels in your mixing sessions. So I'm going to run that down to y'all today and how to do that. It's real simple, very, very simple. And it's some things that I learned off of working on an actual console while I was in engineering school. So first thing first, let's get into it. Now, the first thing you do when you get a session, the first thing, all right, make sure your master fader is on 0, okay? A lot of times you might get a session and it might be cranked up at, where we at? Cranked up at plus 5.7 dB. Hell no. It might be all the way down to negative 6.4. Got somebody calling me. That's the host D-Dot. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you back, dog. Anyway, you know, it might be at negative 6.4. All right, you want to make sure it's on 0. Okay, 0. All right, that's the first thumbprint rule. You know what I'm saying? As far as you know what I'm saying, how I approach a mix. The second thing is I like to mix in mono. Okay, the majority of the mix I like to mix in mono. And there's a plugin I use that's made by Waves. It's called the Waves S1 Imager plugin. Okay, now what you do is you click on that plugin right there, all right? And what you do is going to be unbypassed, of course. And it's going to be, and I already got this set up ready to go. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It's going to be in that position. You know what I'm saying? The value at 1. D-Dot calling me again, man. It's going to be at a value of 1, okay? All right? And what you want to do is make sure that it's, you know what I'm saying, right there at 0 position. Bring down the fader, and what you're doing is pretty much you're taking that stereo field and you're shrinking it down into a mono signal. And what you're going to do, and the reason why you do that is to iron out phase issues far as, you know what I'm saying, things in the stereo field, especially with your vocals, you know what I'm saying? Really, it's made for the vocals to make sure your vocals sit on your instrumental or your music right there on top. So just imagine your music as a piece of cake, you know what I'm saying? Your grandma just baked, you know what I'm saying, a 2-layer cake, okay? A yellow cake. All right, now she about to put that chocolate and icing on the top of it, right? Cool. Now what you do, golly, man. What you do is you got that cake right there, right? All right, cool. Now, you know how your grandmother put that icing on there? It's real smooth right there on the top. That's what your vocals going to be, right there on the top, real smooth. What it is that you have those vocals, and you want to make sure they're right there on that top. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole purpose with the mono. You always want to check your mixes in mono and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Good Jesus. Facebook updates and everything. All right, cool. All right, so you want to make sure that your vocals is sitting right there on top of the cake Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they put that icing on the cake? The same thing with the vocals. You want to make sure it's sitting right there on the top. And mixing in mono and monitoring in mono will help that tremendously instead of doing everything in a stereo image. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep that right there. X out of the plug-in. Let's move on to our instrumental. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Now, we're on that instrumental. Now, the first thing you want to do, and let me, okay, yeah, I'm set up. All right, cool. The first thing you want to do is listen to your instrumental. Now, as you see, let me get my camera. As you see, I am using an Inbox Pro, okay? All right, and my monitor, I have my outputs from the Inbox Pro going directly into my KRKs, okay? Or my monitors, or whatever your monitors are. The output of the signal of this session is going directly into the monitors. Now, my theory on that is I'm listening to the music directly from the D8 converter. You know what I'm saying? That's digital to analog, which means all your digital sound is being converted into an analog signal that goes to your speakers. So I want to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to run it through a mixer or run it through anything else. I want that sound coming straight out in the interface. So what I normally do is, if I have it in the monitor position right there, I want to make sure I crank it up. Crank it up right there. You feel me? All right, cool. I crank up my volume. All right, now this is how I do it. And everybody else got their own little way, but this is how I do it, okay? And it's just a recommendation. I just wanted to show y'all that right quick, okay? All right, let my little monitor, my little camera set up. All right, cool. All right, now, the next thing you would do is, of course, you're going to adjust your music down. Because when you crank that interface up, that music going to be pow, pow, pow. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to turn that down to a good listening level. And what I mean by that is you want to get a comfortable listening level. That way, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't get on your nerves down the line in the mixing, you know what I'm saying, in the mixing session. You know what I'm saying? So what we're going to do is, because a lot of times if you listen to it at a very loud level, you're going to get ear fatigue. You know what I'm saying? 10, 15 minutes, you're going to start getting tired. And you're going to make piss poor decisions while you're mixing. Bring your music down. Now that's a golden rule. Okay, so we're gonna check out the instrumental and we're gonna bring it down to a good listening level. Let's go. Alrighty, and one more time. Let's.
I light it up because my life it ain't bright.
All right, so we're turning it down. So that's a good listening level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, good. I like that. Okay. All right, the next thing you want to do is once you have your instrumental or your music at a good listening level, okay, you want to turn down the vocals that you're about to work on, okay? So let's tab over and we're going to put our vocals, all right, right here. We're going to actually start on this first verse, all right? So we're going to start right here on this first verse. All right, now, normally what I do is I group all of my verses, okay? If I have a first verse, I'm grouping it. Second verse, grouping it. Third verse, grouping it. The hook, everything in the hook, I'm grouping it, okay? That way I have total control over the sections of the vocals, you know what I'm saying? First verse, I need to turn that down because the first verse is too loud. Cool, I'm going to turn it down. It's kind of like you're taking all of the verses and you're bringing them to an auxiliary track, but if you don't want to do that, you can always group your stuff. Now, different DAWs do the different things. You know what I'm saying? This is Pro Tools. It applies. It don't matter what kind of DAW you use. If you group everything to an auxiliary or if you group everything individual track, it works. You know what I'm saying? So what you do in Pro Tools is highlight your tracks. 1, 3, 4, and 5. You know what I'm saying? And now in Pro Tools, you're going to hold down Control and then hit G. That's on a PC, not the Mac. I forget what the Mac is. I think it's Command and G, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. You know, I work mostly on PC. I do have experience on the Mac, but, you know what I'm saying, I use the tab shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, you're going to group your vocals, okay? So I got those grouped. You hit Control, then G, and bam, you name your group, whatever it is. And once you have that done, you can have total control over your volume faders and your solos and your mutes, and you can always go and modify that. So right there underneath your group column, you can hit modify, and you can check off, what you want linked in the group. So if you have synth faders, you can actually control the synth music, the synth levels, the solos. But right now, mine's set on the edit and the mix type, and it's only want to control the mutes. So that's it. And of course, the volume is always going to be default. So now you see what I'm doing to the fader. Now I can turn down everything in that first verse. I can control everything volume wise. So we're going to set that back to 0 default. All right. Now let's turn down our vocals in order to match the track volume. Get it? Got it? Good. Let's go.
I light it up because my life it ain't bright enough. I try to smile because they tell me I don't smile enough. No rough life, earning stripes, run DMC. 3 strikes, another victim to that DOC. Don't get swallowed in the belly of the beast. In the jungle with piranhas and hyenas all creep. I roll one deep down in the.
So I like that. I mean, that's perfect, crystal clean precision right there. All right, now my theory on that is, when you mix at a low volume, monitor at a low volume, your master is going to come out fucking awesome. Okay? That's my theory, and other mixing engineers have the same type of theory as well. The reason is because everything is not hitting 0. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of y'all fools want to go out there and put the limiter on the master bus. Don't do that bullshit. It's okay to use bus compression to glue everything together, but don't be putting no damn limiter on your fucking master bus track if it ain't being mastered the proper way, because you're fucking the goddamn music up. I just wanted to say that right quick. That's one of my pet peeves, because sometimes people send me a master and, you know what I'm saying, it comes out of Pro Tools or whatever kind of session and the shit brick wall at 0. So you got 2 blocks. Big blue box or whatever color block it is as far as the wave file. You put a limiter on there and you want me to master that, or you want somebody to master that, where else they gonna go? This method right here, you allowing the master engineer have all the gain, all the headroom he needs to do in order to master the track. So if he need to bump up the low end, the high end, cut some things, you know what I'm saying, do some good compression, he can do that because he has the headroom. Then he can turn that motherfucker up. You know what I'm saying? So this technique, what I just showed y'all, it works perfectly. Now, if you want to listen to your stuff at a high volume, use that as a pre-master just to check it out on your, you know what I'm saying, in your car or something like that, just to check your mix. All right, now there's one more thing I want to show y'all before we get up out of here, all right? Now, let's just say, you know what I'm saying, let's hide everything, okay? I'm going to hide everything, all right, quick. And we're just going to have the track and we're just going to have the track and the first verse up here, okay? So this is our song right here, all right? We got the verse, and we got the god damn it, we got we have the instrumental track. Okay, now there's different ways you can do this. All right, now you can hit all. Now what all is, you can actually control all the faders. Watch this, real cool. You feel what I'm saying? So what you're doing is you're actually, let me bring that back. Okay, all right. You're actually controlling all of your faders. Now, what you do is you don't want to affect the master fader in this instant right here. Okay. All right. Now listen to this. All right. Now, if you want to turn everything up, you know what I'm saying, you can do this.
I light it up because my life it ain't bright enough. I try to smile because they tell me I don't smile enough. Nope.
All right. The next thing you do, take off all and put this track. I'm going to put that back in the default position now. Hit play.
I light it up because my life it ain't bright enough.
So what you're doing is pretty much you have all your levels that you made your changes to, and your instrumental track is back at a good listening position. Now keep in mind that you did not touch the monitor volume on your interface. Don't touch it. Leave it at all full blast. Let yourself control the volume in your DAW. That way, you know what I'm saying, you're not depending on the monitor mix, you know what I'm saying, you're actually controlling the volume from the actual tracks itself. You're having control of the mix, not the interface. The interface is not mixing. You are the mixer, Okay, I just wanted to bring that up. Now, what you could do is, if you need to turn everything down,
I light it up.
So let's just say this shit was too loud over your speakers. Turn everything down.
I light it up because my life it ain't bright enough. I try to smile because they tell me I don't smile enough. No rough life, earning stripes, run DMC. 3 strikes, another.
Okay, cool. So now that seems like you can listen to that for a good 2 hours straight. You know what I'm saying? So that pretty much concludes this tutorial on how to set up your levels before you even start touching your plugins. That's another good thing too. You know what I'm saying? So this is another tutorial. This is your boy Big Rich Man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be of service to y'all. Shout out to everybody that be filming the videos. Dog, I appreciate y'all, man, for real, like for real. And I like helping people, so, you know what I'm saying, if you feel like you need any help, man, you know what I'm saying, y'all can follow me on Twitter at BigRich, BIGRYCH, you know what I'm saying, hit me up, I'll try to answer any question that you have, you know what I'm saying, you can also email me at JCSProductions, drop the S, replace it with a Z, at gmail.com, you know what I'm saying, email me right there. Also, check out my website, www.jcsproductions, drop the S, replace it with a Z.com, and make sure you tune in to D-Dot's Producers Corner every Monday night at 7 p.m. on icebreakerradio.com. I'm out of this piece, man. Y'all be cool and mix, be creative all the time, every day, all day, man. Big salutes to y'all. Holla. Yeah.